Hello everyone, my name is Sam and welcome to Jackson Hole. Today I want to make a quick video to talk about how I set up various views within X-Plane. If you are a Microsoft Flight Simulator user, then stick around because the next video will cover Microsoft Flight Simulator. One of the challenges with modern flight simulation is that the aircraft, certainly that I like to fly, are complex. They have lots of controls and systems that need to be monitored and manipulated throughout the flight. And on top of that, you also need to keep the plane in the air. So aviation, you need to navigate effectively and you need to communicate. So with everything that is required to keep track of whilst flying an aircraft, the last thing that I really want to think about is what I need to do in order to look at a various system or control. With this in mind, I've developed a standard schema for how I lay out keyboard bindings to various views within the cockpit and around the aircraft. This has been developed over a number of years. It actually started back in Microsoft Flight Simulator X, or FSX as it was commonly called, and then it was developed through EasyDock, if people remember that tool, and then Chaseplane when that came along in Prepared. These days I'm primarily using X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator, but the scheme still applies. What you will see is that the same scheme is used no matter the aircraft type nor the simulator, and this allows me effectively to use muscle memory to traverse the cockpit and look at the various systems or controls that I need to. I have an accompanying cheat sheet for this video that is linked in the description below. Feel free to use this as you wish. And of course, this is my scheme that I've developed for my particular use case. Feel free to develop your own. The important thing really is that you have a scheme that you know and can use effectively without thinking about it. What that scheme is very personal, and I'm just sharing mine as it's worked very well over a number of years. Okay, let's jump on board this Airbus A319. Okay, so here we are in the cockpit in what is my default pilot view. Now, when you're inside the cockpit of an Airbus, you generally want to be able to move around and look at various systems. I try and keep my main view at least being able to see most of the important systems, such as our primary flight display and the navigation display, as well as engine and other systems within the aircraft within the ECAM. However, there's an overhead panel. We have an flight management computer, and we have a console that we also need to refer to. In addition, most modern aircraft also have an electronic flight bag. This one you can see off to the left. Therefore, it's important to be able to navigate to all of these things very quickly and effectively. So I'm going to overlay the keyboard shortcuts that I've set up on the screen, and you can quickly see how you get from the pilot to the first officer, to the overhead panel, to my FMC or MCDU, to the center console, and of course the electronic flight bag. In addition, you'll see that there are 4 more shortcut keys that we haven't used. These are for the left and right wings in various positions. So we have the left engine view and the left wing view, plus the right engine view and the right wing view. All of these are mapped to the number pad on the right hand side of my keyboard. The way that my sim is set up, the keyboard is offset to the left of where I'm sitting, so my left hand effectively has very easy access to the number pad, and I do not have to think about which view I want to go to. My hand has the muscle memory, so I know without looking at the keyboard that if I want the first officer I hit 9 and pilot I hit 8. If I need to look at my MCDU I hit 5. All of this I'm doing without taking my eyes off my main screen. And this is why it's effective, because I don't want to be thinking about which view I need to look at when I'm flying. Now again, as I said, you may choose to set up your own schema that is different from this one, and that's okay. However, the important thing that I've tried to maintain with this scheme is that it's consistent across both all the simulators I use as well as all the aircraft I use. So let's jump into another aircraft and see how the same scheme applies. So here we have the Dash-8 Q400. Now this obviously is a different aircraft to the Airbus, but the same quick look scheme applies. So if we jump on board to the pilot view, I will overlay the number pad bindings on the screen and we'll quickly look through. So here's the first officer on 9. Here we have the overhead panel on 0. Here we have the FMC on 5. The control panel on 2. And 7 is for the EFB. In addition, 4, 1, 6 and 3 are the wing views. So there's 4 for the engine view on the left side, 1 for the left wing view, 6 for the right wing engine, and 3 for the right wing, although the shutter's down. Let's lift that up. There we go. There's our wing. Oh, shutter doesn't want to close. So there we go. As you can see, the same quick look scheme is working here for the Q400 as well as the Airbus. But what about an even smaller aircraft? Let's go and jump in a Diamond. So here we have the Diamond DA42. Now we're in a much smaller aircraft. But as you'll see, the same scheme still works. So let's jump into the cockpit, pressing the number pad 8. So here we are in the pilot view, and I will overlay the number pad bindings once more, and we'll quickly cycle through. So for the first officer, or front passenger in this case, keypad 9. To look at our GPS, we use 5. To look at our center console, we use 2. To look at our overhead panel, we use 0. Obviously not much of an overhead panel on a Diamond DA42. There is no EFB on this aircraft, but because the center GNS screens kind of act as our electronic flight bag on this aircraft, 7 also goes to the same position as 5. And then once again, 4, 1, 6 and 3 are the various wing views. And there you have it. As I hope you're seeing, the scheme applies to all aircraft and allows me to manage them without thinking about which view I need to look at. All of the view selection happens by muscle memory on my left hand. So there you have it. That's how I set up my quick looks within X-Plane. For more information on how these bindings are set up and other manipulations, I've actually created a cheat sheet which you're free to use, and you'll find linked in the description below. If you're a Microsoft Flight Simulator user, then you should subscribe to the channel, as the next video will cover the same topic in that simulator. If you have found this useful, then please smash that like button. We'll be back in the next video in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but until then, take care.